Hello and welcome back. Well, as always, the official sponsor of my channel is going to be Knoxx. Knoxx is the official energy drink of all gunners. Knoxx rules. Hold on, let me taste this can. Yep, it's a good day. Good day of manufacturing. Well, anyways, in part 1, I showed you how I disassembled my 870. And now I'm going to show you how I have to reassemble it. I mean, this is not necessarily your 870. This is mine because of all the aftermarket shit I put on it. That's the only reason why. So, let me light up a cancer stick. That's like wild sex in the mouth. Yep. Okay. Let's get on with the assembly. We have our stripped receiver. I mean, it's got a couple parts in there, but a couple of the parts are pinned, and I really don't feel like fucking with them. The shotgun parts can be a bitch. And Remingtons were actually really good. The only pieces that are left in here is actually the ammunition stop and shit like that. So those are actually permanently pinned in. Well, let's start off with our trigger mechanism and our sight. But before I put my sight on, I am going to take off the red dot. I'm not really worried about having to readjust the sight, only for the reason why, you know, these things are, the TRS is actually fairly good with holding 0. So that's why I'm not really too concerned. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. First thing you always want to do. Drop on your aftermarket piece. Next thing, grab your trigger or fire mechanism. Make sure the hammer is cocked, like so, and for all safety reasons, put it on safety. Okay. Next, put your front pin in. Okay. After that, put your rear pin in. It's not too hard, so they're both going to require a little bit of gumption to get them to go in, but they will slip in. Next thing you want to do is drop in the matching bolts. Now, when tightening these down, you don't really want to have a lot of pressure on them. The most pressure I put on them, honestly, is about 5 pounds. Only for the reason why you tighten them down too much, and when you know what's going to happen, you're going to bend your receiver. And honestly, that's never a good thing. So as always, as a rule of safety, there you go. Front one is in. Now that that's on, we can come back to our stock. Put that on. And the one nice thing about Knoxx is that if you do choose to go with one of their stocks, they actually provide you the tool for installation. The tool for the installation is a long Allen head. So it's not like you're really scrounging around trying to find it. I normally keep it right in my box, right on the top, only for the reason why. This way I know where it is. And even with this, I normally set it for about 5-6 pounds. No, not really anymore, only for the reason why you set it for a lot more, you're going to break it. That's never a good thing. Okay. Next up, gotta grab your charging handle. I always just set it in like so, at least for the time being. And you're gonna notice that you can only put the charging handle in one way. And if you slip it on the wrong way, it's not going to fit. So, you always slip it with the round end towards the stock of the rifle. Next thing, you put that on, or you put your bolt. Now it's all set, at least for right now. Next thing you always want to put on, obviously you want to put your barrel on, because you ain't going to hit nothing if you don't have it on. So normally what I do is, with the charging handle back, I put it in rough, I set it up so that this way the charging handle's a little bit forward, but still in a safe position. Now, with the barrel on, I grab my follower. I grab my spring. Now this 870 only has a 18-inch, or 18 or 18.5-inch barrel, something like that. Okay, that's set on. Now before I go any further, I always check function of the rifle. Only for the reason why, if you go any further, you're going to have to strip everything off again. So, we already know the weapon's on safety. Put it on fire, pull the trigger, rack it, check your safety, that functions. So we know it's a good functioning rifle. Okay, now, next thing you want to put on, if you do have mine, is from the factory. It came with your sling attachment. So, drop that on. And you're going to have to set it so that this way it's in that notch. Otherwise you won't be able to tighten it up. So, normally what I end up doing is just clamping it down right up top with my fingers. And this could be the trickiest part, honestly. I mean, normally, you see this notch right here? That's where it's got to go. Sometimes it will cooperate easily. Other times it won't. Looks like today will be one of those days. So, I'm going to switch it around to the other side. There we go. That's set on. Next thing you always want to do, what good's a shotgun without a stock? Again, pull down on the handle, move it forward. There you go. Now, with these shotguns, or at least with this sight, there is a sight, or a height tool. And the way that you set it is on the back of it. There is a set screw. If you pull it out, you know, it's going to set it. Honestly, what I always do is when I go to set it in, after I start feeling a little bit of resistance, such as like right there, I stop. That's perfectly set on. I'm going to put that away. Next thing, what good's a red dot if you don't use it? Now remember which end you have to look through. With a Bushnell red dot, this end has to be towards the front of the rifle. So, I'm going to attach my red dot. Again, I say you don't want to clamp it on too tight, because I actually did get the screen of the back piece a little bit dirty. I'm actually going to clean it. And you don't need to use Windex or anything like that. They actually come with a screen. So, now, the next thing. You know, what good is a shotgun without ammunition or a sling? I mean, right? There we go. Now, does it still function? Let's find out. Again, the weapon is still on safety. I cannot charge it, so that means it's already charged. But we can rack them out. There we go. Nothing in it yet. Put it on fire. Pop it. Rack it. Safety it. It's still good. Now when you do rack it, it's going to lock it so you can't charge it back. Safety feature. Now, by all means at this point, you can put on your choice of ammunition. You know, everybody does have their own little preference. You know, me, yeah, I'm one of them. Now, obviously, you can't put on Zombie Max, and I do have that. Matter of fact, while we're on camera, aha, there's some, and then these. Okay, while I was at Cabela's, I found these. It's the Federal Ammunition Target Load, but it's a proceed of the money that is raised when you buy these boxes actually goes to the Wounded Warrior. So, yes, I did buy a couple boxes. Am I going to shoot them? I doubt it. But the really cool part is when you open it up, you find red, white, and blue loads. Pretty cool, ain't it? I know. What can I say? I try to be patriotic. You know, if you can't support our troops, you can't support anybody. Next step. As always, you have to load them. So, normally what I do is I pop on 2 of them, 2 of them, and what I'm loading on is Remington Golden Saber 1-ounce slugs and 3-inch Magnum. These are Hornady Critical Defense. These actually, this is actually a double-aught buck load, but it comes out at like 1,600 feet per second. Beautiful round. Military grade double-aught buck. Now, the next thing is I know what I'm going to be loading in it, and I know what order. So, I am actually going to take the leftovers and load up the sling. Such a pretty sight, isn't it? I know. Brings a tear to my eye, too. Oh. Man. I don't know about you, but seeing all this ammo really brings a tear. It really does. And the ammunition to load, or load on the sling, is actually fairly easy. Yeah. They're basically just held on, or held in there by a little bit of tension on the sling. Ah. Beautiful. Now, what good is having 3 empty holes? Every hole is now completely filled. Except, now, if you notice, I haven't put anything in. What do you say we do that? Weapon is on safety. Now it is. Well, first round we're going to put in. I always like to run a critical defense as my first shot. Or, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the military double-aught buck. The last shots I always want to have go through the rifle is the Golden Saber. Next up, Hornady Critical Defense. And now I'm ready to rock. So now, is this something you really want to see coming at you? But then again, I believe in the old philosophy. This is the sound you never want to hear when walking into a house. Wouldn't that make you run? Here, let's listen to it again. That sound just brings tears to my eyes. Now, if you notice, every round that I'm pulling out is in the order I want. So now, I'm going to leave you with this last parting note. Don't walk into a house you're not wanted in, because you will find yourself dealing with one.